It's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Piofiore. And we are maybe going to finish Nicola's bad endings in this part. We're going to finish the tragic ending, no doubt. We'll see if we can get through everything else in the side bad story. I don't know. We got, this is longer than his good ending, but here we are. I think we're at the end of the tragic one. I don't think we have too much longer to go, so I'm not sure. This is a monologue. I assume it's probably a Nicholas thing, but I'm just going to read it normally until we figure it out. So, a few days passed. I was living a pretty calm life, but there were some changes as well. With the warring nearly over, the manor settled back into its usual state. But it wasn't as lively as before. Most who used to come every so often now didn't visit at all. No, I guess it was still us. I woke slowly and looked around my empty room. Evening already? Nicola begged for me to have a nap with him. I suppose I slept a bit too well. Maybe it's because I haven't been getting much sleep recently. Did Nicola step outside? I got myself up from bed, thinking that I should have Nicola wake me up next time. I was sure dinner was already being prepared in the kitchen. I hurriedly put myself together and reached the doorknob to step outside. Suddenly, the door opened, and in front of me was Nicola! Oh, you're awake. I'm sorry. I stepped out for a moment to take a call. Nicola steps in and pushed me back into the room. Wait a minute, Nicola. It's almost dinner. I have to go and help Julia. Oh, you don't have to do that anymore. It was strange that you were helping at all. I mean, it's not like you were hired to be her maid. Well, that's true, but I feel guilty not doing anything at all. I figured I could just show my thanks by at least helping just a little. Well, if you want to help, why don't you help me instead of Julia? Help you? Yes, I'm head of the manor now, so you should be listening to me, isn't that right? Well, it was very assertive of him to say so. I mean, only women get called out for being assertive. Oh, well, I'm just being assertive. Men are supposed to be that way. Girl, don't call him out. It's not that I didn't want to help him, but I'd never been stopped from helping out before. Nicola buried his face in my shoulder. Don't go to the kitchen, please. Stay here. He's so needy. Is there something the matter? Something seemed terribly wrong. I had to ask him what was going on. Yang is dead. And the Lao Shu's done for. It's a shame I couldn't kill him myself, but I've already had his body taken care of. Finally, it's all over. The town's safe again. Yes, I'm sure. I slowly ran my fingers through his hair. The feeling was no different from before. Nicholas should be able to rest now. Nicola's revenge is ended. I felt the tension in me dissipate. Please. I prayed quietly inside my heart. It may take some time, but he will get back to his normal self. Little did I know. But things were worse than I thought. That he was already broken beyond repair. Aw. No, that wasn't the end. I don't know who's saying, well, okay, this could be someone in the church, whatever, but I'm just going to read this. What a boring way to draw the curtains. The end came quite abruptly. Who would have thought that the town of Berlone would see its end so soon? Truth is stranger than fiction. No, I suppose in this case all went as planned. This was worse than a third-rate novel. Too bad. Too bad indeed. Why do I feel like that was actually Duda Torre saying that? Why do I feel like it was? You know what I mean? I feel like it was him. Just because he's got to... Oh! A few months had passed since Nicola became the Falzone's boss. All opposing factions were gone. The Falzone family held the reins to the entire town of Berlone. I was sleeping in my soft bed, spending my time between the rift of reality and dreams. As usual, I carried on my daily life at the Falzone Manor. But it's quite different from before now. I felt myself being lifted up. I slowly awakened from my dreamy state. I also felt cold fingers covering my eyes. When did he return? Nicola? That's right. I'm home, Space. He's wearing gloves. Oh, he looks so deviant. What is going on? Oh, hi. Oh my god, is that what we sleep in? Because that thing is like... Oh my god, her breasts are amazing. Our boobs are amazing. They look amazing. Like, Jesus, it's distracting. I'm sorry, but I dig the fucking look that he's got going on with the gloves and the fucking burgundy vest and the fucking, like, cape shit. I'm sorry. I dig the cape. I fucking dig it, Nicola. He looks like a fucking vampire. Like, Nicola, you're like a goddamn mafia vampires. You didn't know you needed that bullshit, and now you do. But my god, is that what we sleep in? I mean, I can't imagine. We must have been waiting for him. There is no fucking way that's a sleepy dress. That corsage thing would get ruined. The fucking earrings. I don't give a shit, though. That dress is hot as fuck, and I want one. I also wish my boobs would look that good in anything. God. Like, Jesus, girl. Anyway. Where were you all this time? I was waiting for you for so long. The sad CG was gorgeous, but this one is, like, hot as fuck. I don't know what it is. It's also the music in the background. Like, can you hear that? It's like, you can barely hear it, but it's very, like, heavy and ominous. Like, I don't know. It's good, but it's like, oh, it's a little dark feeling. I was waiting for you for so long. I'm sorry. Were you lonely? A little. Really? Well, maybe I should have returned a bit later. Oh, stop it already! Sorry. So were you a good girl while I was gone? Well, yes. I read books and stayed in my room, just like you told me to. I see. And that's good to hear. You know, I got you a new dress. It should arrive by tomorrow. Again? My closet's getting so full from everything you've bought me. Oh, but this one will look lovely on you. It's made with a pale green chiffon, and the bottom spreads out so softly. Unbelievable. I sighed and let out a giggle. He changed the moment Yang died. Nicola began to detest seeing me step outside the manor. He then laid out rules that prevented anyone in the family from speaking with me. Next, he barred Julia and the maids away from me. Oh, this is tragic and sad. We can't even talk to anyone. Soon, he prohibited me from even leaving my room. Days passed inside my room. All I did was await his return. But, like, there's something about it. You're like, God damn it, Nicola, this is kind of fucked up, but at the same time, you're like, it's almost like a cage, but, like, I'm okay with it because, like, our vampire mafia boss is hot as fuck, and okay, like, I can handle this life. I'm not allowed to talk to anyone. I mean... except for the hot guy that comes to visit me now and again. Okay, I could stay in my room forever and never talk to anyone. That sounds like a great life. I don't know. That's what I do now, except for they make me work and I have to pretend I give a shit and I have to talk to people. I don't like doing it. I don't wanna. You know. This doesn't count. Not actually talking to people. So technically, this would be okay. Where is the dotted line where I sign up for the hot mafia vampire boyfriend? I know he's not really a vampire, but he fucking looks like one, and I'm gonna sign up for that. In that where I have to just stay in a really nice fucking room and, like, not really talk to anyone, but maybe I could still do my YouTube thing because I'm not really actually talking to people. Like, cool. Can we just... And I don't have to go to work? Sign me up for that fucking life. I don't look that amazing in anything, so no. I'm not arm candy. Anyway. To make up for my lack of freedom, he bought me the most beautiful dresses and clothes. In fact, the dress I was wearing now had only been purchased yesterday, just for me. It is gorgeous! I fucking want it! That dress is hot. Like, you don't want it? Of course I do. Your gifts are always wonderful. I really am happy with them. But you don't need to buy so much. It's only going to worry me. It's all right. I have plenty of money to burn now. I would actually rather have him near me than receive all these gifts. I hesitated for a moment before asking him my usual question. Nicola? I'd like to step outside for once. I haven't seen anyone at the church for a while now. You're right. But can you wait until Berlone's completely safe again? Yes, I understand. The same reply came from Nicola. I mean, this is fucked up. No matter how many times I asked, it never changed. I already understand. He had no intention of letting me out. It didn't matter how safe Berlone was, even with the Visconti and Lao Shu gone. But if this can save his soul, then I'd happily accept his lies. His words were sweet and tender amid this darkness-shrouded world of mine. I'll do my best to be by your side so that you aren't lonely. I'll protect you no matter what, and no one will ever hurt you. Thank you. It's dangerous outside, after all. I was a bird in a cage. I mean, literally, this is literally the cage ending. Nicola is the cage boy. Nicola's precious little bird. Say, Space? What is it, Nicola? I don't think I can live without you. Don't worry. I'll always be beside you. We sound crazy. I'm making her sound crazy. I just feel like it's crazy. There's crazy! I don't hate it. Nicola gently placed me onto my bed. He was sweet and gentle with me as long as I was quiet and obedient. I was in an unlocked bird cage. I would always be waiting for his return. I mean, that tragic ending is, like, actually kind of tragic. You know what I mean? You're like, that is, like... It's weird because in Dante's ending, there was, like, this pain and this anguish because, like, we were basically... I swear my joystick used to work on these, and now it doesn't. It's really weird. I swore my joystick always worked here, but it's not working now, and that's... I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like... in Dante's ending, it was... we were in a coma, and he's like, that was the tragic. You're like, oh no, Dante, poor thing, you're suffering. And in this one, you're like, this is a little dark and weird. Like, it starts out tragic. You're like, Dante's dead, and look at Nicola, he's so sad. No, oh my god, I am this earth. And then all of a sudden, he loses his motherfucking mind. You're like, and now we're in a... Oh, okay. I'm just in a cage, and I like it. You're like, oh, this took a weird turn. I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate it. But it's weird because it's not tragic in the sense of like it started out the tragic that you think we're like, it's gonna make me cry. It's gonna make me cry because people are dead but it turns into like dark. It's not just a tragic ending. It's like a dark ending where you're like, oh, But to me, you know what's really funny about this? Okay, I was just like, the feeling I got. Like, just thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I get the same feeling with another ending in a different game, and here's the funny part about it, right? I very much get the same feeling, kind of, that I had in one of the bad endings in Collar X Malice Unlimited, where we kill all of our friends, but we get to keep Shiraishi as a pet. Okay? And same voice actor. But I have the same feeling where you're like, for a bad ending that kind of sucked, like, I don't hate it. I'm kind of okay with living in this ending. Like most of the bad endings, you're like, no, I don't want to live here. You're like, okay, we experienced it, but let's check out and pretend it didn't happen. Like Dante's tragic ending, you're like, nah, let's not do that. Sure, we read it, and like, but beep, beep, back it up, pretend that never happened, let's go back to our happy, joyous ending. This one, you're like, I mean, if I was living in this ending, it's a little fucked up, but at the same time, I don't hate it, and I'd be okay with it. Kind of like that one ending where you're like, I get to keep Shiraishi as a pet. So, like, I mean, I don't love it. It's not, like, the best outcome, but, I mean, it could be worse for a bad ending. It's one of those bad endings you're like, I actually kind of like it. Like, in a sick, fucked up way. Which is, I think it's perfect. I feel like we shouldn't do the other bad endings. We shouldn't do anything else. We should just skip right to Yang's route so we're fucking fully prepared. Because it's going to get darker than that. I feel like his good ending is going to be darker than that. But anyway, I don't know, but oh man, fuck, that tragic ending is like, it's good. I can't explain the feeling I have. It's not like, oh, I'm so happy. It's like, I really enjoyed that. In a dark, fucked up kind of way. Like, I just liked it. The music in the background did not fucking help. You're like, oh, that's very heavy kind of feeling. You're like, oh, there's a lot of weight to this. Like, anyway. So we're going to get our other bad endings then, and then we'll do the short story that triggers off the tragic ending, but I want to end with that. So, anyway, we have to load, this is save file 1, so. Okay. So, right. This is where we try to escape. Nicola, what are you doing? I tried to escape from his hold by jerking from side to side. We're gonna end up dead. I'm just doing something I've been thinking of for a while now. There's no use keeping me hostage. Your value is something Dante will decide. Moving around gave me leeway in his grasp. I quickly escaped and ran to Dante. How sad. Why am I on the ground? Was I shot from behind? My mind was starting to fade. I heard someone arguing loudly, but I couldn't seem to grasp what was happening. Soon my mind and senses fell into an eternal slumber. Like, that's actually where you're like, no, that's what I expected for the bad end. You're like, you knew that was going to happen in that ending. You absolutely knew you were going to get shot. Like, because he didn't give a fuck at that point. He just wanted to save Dante, and killing you was the best way to save Dante, so. That one was actually faster than I thought. Alright, so now we get bad ending number 2. Hold on. This is... Oh, I won't go. Okay, so he's probably going to kill me. I won't go. Before answering, I thought for a moment. Didn't Nicola promise me he'd return? Hey, hurry it up! Nicola needs you! But something doesn't seem right. Fine. The man let out a sigh, hearing my hesitation. Not much I can do then. I didn't want to resort to this. Huh? Pain surged through my body. I couldn't get my voice to come out of me. The blow to my stomach brought me down to my knees, then onto the floor. My consciousness began to fade from the pain. The man quickly pressed a cloth into my mouth. I was gonna he could have just gotten chloroform. I thought that's what he was just doing. Now he's just gagging me. He then lifted me up and took me away. Great, I'm gonna die because I can't breathe through my nose, so thanks, you just killed me. Oh. Where am I? How long has it been? Why are we in the woods? My head was throbbing as if someone had been hammering it from the inside. The pain rushing through me was too severe to move. What happened? I felt damp underneath me. Am I outside? You're finally awake. You know it's Roberto. His words struck fear into me. Yep. I was finally able to rescue you from those dirty criminals. It took time and effort, but not a bad result, all things considered. Because when you go, you're there and you're awake, so Roberto shoots the guy, blah, 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 he's talking to you. In this case, you got knocked out, so he's like, all right. Oh, you brought her to the house, kills the guy, runs off, absconds. He doesn't have to try to convince me. I'm not backing away from him. He can just abscond. He's not like, okay, let me just sit and wait. Wait for you to wake up to give you my villain monologue. No. So... We're going to leave Berlone. Rome's ready to take me back. We can live there together from now on. So, kind of like Nicola's ending where, I'm imprisoned, but at least I love Nicola. In this case, I don't want to do this. Well, here you go. Here's the Roberto path. Not exactly how I wanted it, but... You'll never have to see the Mafia again. What is he saying? His words were confusing me beyond belief. I didn't ask for his help or want his offer. His words gripped my heart with fear. Don't worry. I know what you're thinking. You couldn't be honest with me before because Francesca was next to you, right? What a monster. Especially considering you were thinking of me all along. I'm telling you, this is why we need a side route with him. He's totally in love with us. I mean, this is the crazy version, but... Alright. However, it took so long for me to notice. I'm sorry, Spacey. He's gone mad. I can't get up or move at all. Nicola... Before I knew it, I spoke his name softly, as if calling for his help. Suddenly, Roberto's expression changed. He looked down at me coldly with rage flickering in his eyes. He grabbed my collar and pulled me up. I couldn't breathe. Roberto glared at me. Erase that person from your mind! I can't, and I won't! My vision began to falter. I did my best to glare back at Roberto. Ruthlessly, he uttered, Don't worry, that scoundrel's dead. I killed him myself. You did not! My eyes widened and my breath caught in my throat. Seeing my expression, Roberto gave a wide and satisfying smile. He very well may have. See? You're safe now. Roberto pulled me into his arms. I tried to push away from him, but I couldn't get my arms to work. Nicola died? It can't be. It might not be. We don't know. Suddenly, I noticed the smell of blood coming from Roberto. He got the punishment he deserved. There's nothing that shackles you to them anymore. He isn't lying. His words were laced with madness, but they weren't fabricated. Roberto's glee told me that everything he said was true. It would have been better if we saw Nicola's body or something. It would have felt more tragic, but this I feel like I could be like, nah, you're lying. He's totally lying. Totally lying. I could pretend he's lying. I didn't see a body. I didn't see him get shot. He's lying. Let me tell you a nice story, Spacey. A story of how he died. Oh, okay. Are we going to get a flashback now? My legs crumpled as I fell into despair. Blinding pain shook my vision, and whatever strength remained within me disappeared. Oh god, we are getting the flashback. I quietly closed my eyes. Or not. Oh. Well. Okay. That wasn't exactly... That was a little anticlimactic. I mean, you knew it was going to be something with Roberto, but I just figured it was going to be a little more something than that. Like, you're like, okay, let me tell you how he died. No! And then he's like, you know, nothing. Begin this scenario. Episodes following the bad ending. Hell yeah, because we're done. We did all of his other bad endings. This is all we have to do. Back to being a bird in a cage. Oh, right. This isn't Nicholas. Oh, God. I slowly and lovingly tore the beautiful clothes off her body. She used to try and stop me, saying that it was a waste to rip apart the dress. She's getting used to it, I guess. She was fully compliant now. All she did was look sorry when her necklace broke after I pushed her down on the bed. She didn't reprimand me with a single word. This isn't like her, but I love her no differently, especially now. Nicola? Yes? How long has she fawned over me with her gentle voice like that? She didn't even have the strength to yell at me when I first pushed her down. Seeing that she wasn't saying anything, I smiled gently and caressed her skin. What is it? I'll do anything to make what you want happen. She looked at me with gentle eyes. I was just wondering if I can have someone stay with me during the day. Maybe a kitten. No. But you said you'd do anything. I do want to do everything for you. She pouted a bit and frowned, but soon enough she changed her request. Then, can I have a new book to read? Sure. What kind of book? A novel? Folklore? Your favorite book, Nicola. Sure. I'll bring some over next time. I can't wait. Thank you. I was captivated by her shy expression. Oh, and Nicola? Space reluctantly spoke my name. I already knew by the tone of her voice what she was going to say next. I placed my finger gently on her lips so that she wouldn't continue. You want to go back to the church, right? Well, I want to wait it out a bit longer. I'm sorry. Oh, is it me saying that or him? I want to wait it out a bit longer. I'm sorry, but I'm doing my best. Okay, I think that was supposed to be him saying that. Okay. It's all right. I'm sorry. I smiled hearing her apologize quietly. She's not able to go back to the church, not because Berlone isn't safe yet. It's because I don't want her to. I won't let her leave the manor. After all, there was no assurance that I wouldn't lose her when she's outside. And that's why I can't let her go anywhere. I don't want her to know what was going on outside. I hoped she would lose interest. Noticing my silence, she began to speak. Nicola? It looked like this was what she really wanted to say. I know I can't go to the church anymore, but I'd like to step outside once in a while. It's boring being inside here alone, so I'd just like to get a breath of fresh air sometimes. Boring, even when I'm here? It's different if you're here, but I'm lonely waiting for you to return. I already knew what to say, but I pretended to be deep in thought. Bored being alone. She was attached to me, but if her boredom can be alleviated, and that means she won't be lonely when I'm not around. Our relationship was quite twisted. She's still very much sane. She still accepts me despite knowing that I'm the reason she can't go outside. She's not stupid. She's merely fooling herself for me. That's both endearing and saddening. Nicola, are you all right? I looked into Space's nervous eyes. I smiled at her teasingly. I'll think about it if you're good tonight. Huh? It's okay. I won't ask for anything difficult. Oh God, this is him. That sounds oh wow. I was like, I thought she was saying I won't ask for anything difficult, like going out into the town. I was like, whoa. It's okay. I won't ask for anything difficult. And just move how I told you before. My God, you just can't even let me just be natural having sex, can you? No, I just gotta be your fucking circus monkey. Jesus! Alright, you know what? Yeah, Oh, but you were embarrassed the last time. I wonder if you can do it today. You'd think at this point, though, like, with how just fucking twisted this relationship is and how she's just like, okay, yeah, no, this is fine. Everything is fine! That she wouldn't be like, oh, it's awkward about this. That she would just be like, oh, no, I want him to come more often, so... But she's not going to manipulate him back at all. I don't know. I guess you'd either in this situation be like totally broken. You're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like you're totally broken and you're just limp like a rag doll, or you're just gonna, I don't know, become a sex goddess so that he just never wants to not leave you alone. You know what I mean? So he's like always coming here. You're like, then I'm not bored. At least you're always here. You know what I mean? Like, it's like one extreme or the other. I press my lips to her soft skin. And that's why he buys you new dresses all the time, because he rips them off. But I really liked that white dress, Nicola, you bastard! And the mark on her chest was a vivid red, like a rose, before I claimed her. It looked much darker in color now, though. I haven't told her what it was, so she still thinks it's some kind of birthmark. Space kept trying to hide it, seeing it as sort of a blemish. She could hide it if she had her clothes on, but now... Oh, wait a second, Nicola. No. I chuckled, seeing her blush with embarrassment. Your shyness makes you that much cuter. I want you now. This is like seriously fucked up. A few days later, I decided to fulfill her wish. Are you sure? Yep. It's your reward for being such a good girl. It is a little fucking weird how condescending he is with us, but... Her cheeks turned red. I could tell she wanted to thank me, but also wanted to protest. Come, Space. She hesitantly took my hand. Who's saying, oh my? It's either me or Julia. Oh, it must be me. And she gave a childish smile, seeing the mountain of dolce on the table. I had this prepared just for you. I wanted you to take it easy in the salon. It's amazing. Oh, Nicola, can I say thank you to Julia and everyone? And that's just like you, but they're all out today. Huh? Everyone? And they wanted a break, so I let them have the day off. Maybe I shouldn't have. No, it's good that they have some time off. He told them, get the fuck out, I'm letting her out of her room and you can't see her. It's so sad that no one's allowed to talk to me. Who cleans my room? Do I do it? I don't think Nicola would want me to do it. Space looked a bit bewildered. I'm sure she's a bit unhappy not being able to see everyone, but... Of course it was my decision. They didn't ask to have the day off. You know what I must have done. Yet you're not going to say anything, are you, Space? That was so cute of her. You've accepted me since then and have chosen to fall into insanity with me. Seeing that your feelings haven't changed is making it hard for me to breathe. We sat next to each other on the sofa. I started the conversation with a question. Which one do you want? Just a second. Let me think. Unlike before, none of the men here came to the salon. I prohibited them from entering without permission, so no one would intrude on our time together. And that said, I did have the minimum amount of security guarding the premises. I'd like the amaretti. You've always liked Julia's amaretti, haven't you? You remember that, Nicola? Of course. We casually conversed as I brought the amaretti to her lips. She calmly opened her mouth. It tastes so good. Good to hear. I'm glad to see you happy. She accepted the food I brought to her mouth without a single complaint. Her submissive behavior was adorable. What's next? Could I have a cornetto? Your wish is my command. I broke apart the golden cornetto into small pieces. She took them in like a chick being fed. You're so cute, Space. On her lips was the apricot jam that filled the cornetto. I slowly wiped the jam from her mouth with my finger, and she tilted her head. That's a strange thing to say, Nicola. What do you mean by cute? Well, everything. She puffed her cheeks and pouted. She must be thinking I'm playing with her. She's a lot more submissive than before. She trusts me with every fiber of her being. Of course, it took a long while to mold her into who she is now. Sometimes I wondered. She's more than I can ask for, but I can't say I don't regret what I've done. After all, I've slowly carved away at her will. How about a cafe latte? Thank you, Nicola. I was just thinking about having a drink. Space smiled happily. After finally letting her out of the room, all she was doing was looking at me. I guess she must be happy to have a meal with me like this. I was sure she'd say yes if I asked her that. I understood well enough how much she truly cared for me. She's alive only for me. I think it's quite sad, but at the same time, it's terribly endearing. I felt a sharp pain in my heart. Wasn't sure what feeling was causing that. I've descended into madness already, but as long as she's with me, it's still not enough. Nicola? She spoke my name with curiosity. She was looking at me, worried. I'm sorry. What do you want next? Well, she must have wanted to ask me something, but she held herself back from saying it. I'd like some strawberries. I was both happy and sad to know that she cared enough to avoid being too inquisitive. I stroked her hair gently and smiled. As you wish. Allow me. I took a piece of strawberry and placed it between my lips. Oh my god, are we getting a CG of this? Hot. In the midst of the crazy. She knew exactly what I wanted her to do. Space's ears turned red. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, that's all I'm saying. But she didn't resist. I mean, goddamn, even that dress! That actually looks like the same one, but wearing a different necklace, but I'm just saying. It's like fucking gorgeous. She came close and opened her mouth to try and take the strawberry from me. Would she have done this before? Would she have been angry? No. I'm sure she would have been angry, but she would have complied. If so, maybe she wasn't fully changed yet. My mind continued to think as her lips gently came in contact with mine. After she took the strawberry from my mouth, I watched her as she chewed the strawberry with embarrassment. I want one too. You want me to do the same? Not a strawberry. I want something sweeter. I smiled charmingly at her as her expression changed, knowing what I was asking for. Before she could do anything, I pushed her down on the sofa. No, Nicola! Why not? This isn't the place to... Her bashful expression ate away at what little restraint I had left inside me. I need to break her even more. I wanted to get rid of whatever common sense she had remaining. I wanted her to go even more mad. I wanted her to be able to take me in regardless of the time or place. I love you more than any sweet. I've fed you a lot now. Oh, I've fed you a lot, so now it's my turn. But I slowly and gently coerced her. I gave her a bit of space as I took her shoes off. Don't worry, no one will come. Well, that's not exactly true. No one will walk in, but saying no one will come is not exactly... Poor choice of words, Nicola. I gave a sad smile as I saw her shy away from me in embarrassment. You don't like me? I suppose it can't be helped, especially with how forceful I was at first. I didn't say I don't like you. She quickly disagreed. Really? There's no way I can't like you. It'd be a lie if I said I wasn't scared when you slept with me then, but... What? I put my hand under her dress and slid my hand up to her thigh. Space finally responded when my fingers took off her garter. You were always kind to me, Nicola. So I'm fine. I'm not scared of you. Do you love me? Yes? I stared into her teary eyes. And then answer me this. You only want to sleep with me, right? I'll wait as long as I need to until she answers. I'll keep touching her gently until she comes to her answer. Really? Just a tickle here and there should do the trick. Her emotions snapped. Space wrapped her arms around my neck, and whispered shyly into my ear. Words that I'd been waiting for. As you wish. Oh. That was also me moaning, but okay, whatever. She let out a sweet voice with just a touch. Her primal response to my actions was making my breath grow hot. This is the most that we've ever had to read of sexy times. Like, seeing you fall into madness in front of me makes me both sad and happy, but it brought peace to my soul. You won't be able to keep me away now. You'll forever need me by your side. Say, Space. I whispered to her as I mounted her shaking body. Live only to be loved by me. Let's go mad together, Spacey. I'm not gonna lie. Even though, it's a dark, twisted, fucked up, let's go mad together. So, I don't know, it sounds like a good time. That was a little, you're like, oh. I don't know. I feel like the after story for the tragic ending just made it it's a little sad and it hurts a little. The way it ended in the tragic ending is God, it's dark and beautiful, and I just kind of, and then this you're I don't know, getting his for me getting his thought process, and it was I just prefer that you're not purposely trying to break me mentally and fuck with me. I don't know, but anyway. Yeah, it's just these three, right? Because the other ones, yeah, okay. So, but wow, yeah, so those were, well, we did get all of our bad endings. Okay, so that's not bad. Cool. So, wow. It feels so heavy and dark. It really does. And now I'm I gotta back up and be what was this happy ending I'm not gonna lie. God, her outfits are beautiful, though, but... Don't look at those! That one is just... He is so fucking hot in that one, though. And the dress is gorgeous. I can't... No, I think it is a different dress. But, it's just... I mean, God, it's beautiful. And, I'm sorry, but, I'm trying to look at his gorgeousness, but her boobs are distracting in that dress. I don't even know. It's have you ever done that? You put on a dress and you're oh, my boobs look so good in that. They're distracting. I understand why men get distracted. I don't normally get distracted by my own. Absolutely. I get it. But good fucking Lord. I wish my boobs looked that good all the time. It's also just the neckline of the dress. Everything is just fucking amazing. And then him. God, Jesus. This was... Oh. The music, though, is so but you know what I think is interesting about the CG? Back it up for a second. The music, it's so funny because the music is so kind of happy, and you're but we're looking at a sad CG, and it's just... It's kind of weird. It's like a little disconcerting, but I like the fact that he's all dressed in his funeral finery. He's not wearing his earrings. Like they actually, like you can see the piercing hole, but they were like, no, you're not going to wear your earrings to the funeral. You're dressing. Like, just that little touch is kind of actually amazing that they were like, oh no, we didn't draw them in. We drew the piercing hole, but he wouldn't wear them to the funeral. I mean, he had different ones in some of the other ones, but it's like those little attention to detail that, like, I don't know. Anyway, this one's so beautiful. He's so beautiful and sad. And but like this one, my God. He was like, we're going to cover up your giant saucer eyes so that it looks ridiculous. I think we're going to keep this one because, like, I love the sad funeral one, but it's sad, and this one is like, this is fucked up. This whole situation is fucked up, but this CG is beautiful. But yeah, like he really is. He's like the vampire mafia prince. Like, I don't even fucking know what's going on, but I love it so hard. Yeah, that ending. I think that was one of actually, again, not his thought process. It was like, okay, I don't know. I felt a little weirder about that, but like, just the way the actual tragic ending ended, it was like one of those, like, I don't mind this. This actually might be one of the... Because the bad endings are always awful. Now you're like, I mean, okay, sure, you're like, you know they're going to be bad. But you're like, okay, we did them. All of them actually in this game... I mean, okay, the normal bad ending, like the two that we did at the end where you're like, oh, he died, I died, whatever. That's what you kind of expect in all the games. Like, somebody died, you're like, ooh, bad end. The tragic bad endings, okay, that we've gotten are just done so well. It's not like, oh no, he died. I mean, I was expecting like Dante's gonna die in his tragic bad ending, and we're in a coma, and then he's all suffering, and you're like, ugh! You're like, shit, that actually, it's done so well that you're like, oh, it really hurts. What the hell? And like this one, you're like, this one's so fucked up, it's like, I like it, but I hate it? I don't know. It's one of the few times I think that, like, a bad ending has made me be like, I don't know, I could actually live in this bad ending. It's not great. I mean, because it's, you know, it's bad, but okay. Like, I don't want to live in Dante's bad ending, but it's so beautifully written and done that you were like, wow, yeah, no, I mean, that was an experience. Like, all of the other ones, technically, like, 1 and 2, like the little ones we just did, you don't have to really do them to, like, hey, you're gonna do them because you're a completionist. But if you don't do them, you could be like, I'm fine without doing them. It doesn't, you know, you're not really missing much. You know what I mean? If you were like, I don't want to do bad things. I don't want to go through the bad endings and suffer. You can't, like, the tragic endings in this game are just so fucking worth it. You're like, there's so much to them, and it's just, they're good. You know? But yeah. This is gonna weigh on my mind, but I feel like it's probably good this way, because now we're like, oh, I just feel like I'm in a dark place now, and I like it? I don't know, it's weird. Where's my happy? I am so, like, right now, I'm like, I can't remember his happy ending right now, because I'm so distracted by the tragic ending, and it's so in my mind, I can't remember the happy ending, and it's like, fuck. Like, Nicola's now tainted with this tragic ending. I'll remember it, it's just, at the moment, this is so overwhelming, and it's just so there in the front of my mind. It's all I can think about. But it's perfect because not tomorrow, but the day after, we will be going down Yang's route. So that's going to be a clusterfuck. So basically, this tragic ending, with all the, like, getting a little forceful and caging us, and then we're just going to take that and multiply it by God knows how much, and that's going to be Yang. It's going to be a fucking train wreck, and I'm actually looking extremely forward to it. And let me tell you something. Normally, you know, I don't know. Look, I've gotten to the point where in the very beginning I was like, don't you dare put me in a cage, you son of a bitch. And now I'm like, you know, I mean, like, maybe I'll go in it willingly, I guess. Depends on the love interest. I don't really think Yang's gonna do shit. I'm gonna be like, I don't think I should like this, but I do. That's what's gonna be the problem. I'm gonna be like, I'm here for this and I'm enjoying this, and what is wrong with me? So be prepared for that ride. I feel like it's gonna be Nicola's tragic ending times like a million. I don't know. It's gonna be, cause I know he gets like rapey and shit. So there's gonna be some shit going on in that. But oddly looking forward to it. Yang is a fucking asshole, but I love him, so I can't wait for it. We could do Orlok first, because we could technically do anybody now except for Gilbert, but I really want to do Yang, because I kind of feel like we need to go down the... Plus, I feel it's like a nice segue. This tragic-ass ending, and the... it's a little deep and heavy and dark, and then we're going to go straight into Yang, which is going to get darker. It's perfect. And then, like, maybe Orlok will be a little bit, like, you know, less... dark and scary and sad, and we'll need a little bit of a lift. We might need a little bit of a lift, a little bit of a step up before we go into Gilbert Draw, because I'm not sure, but he just seems pretty jovial and happy, and I don't think we could handle him right after Yang, so. Anyway, Yang, up next. Look forward to that. But anyway, I love this game so fucking much. I love it so fucking much. I don't think... Look, I have a lot of Otome games that I love, and I enjoy them when we're doing them, and then afterward you're like, oh, I kind of forget. I just feel like this might be my favorite one. Like, you know, we're like our big, huge title, like our big titles. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've enjoyed one this much, like, ever. I love Code Realized, don't get me wrong. But I even feel, but this one I'm like, I think I enjoy this one a little bit more. I don't know. Just... like, but anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.